Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the man who would become Pope Francis, was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, on December 17, 1936. His parents, Mario José Bergoglio and Regina Maria Sivori, were Italian immigrants who had come to Argentina seeking a better life. His father worked as a railway worker. His mother dedicated her life to raising their 5 children. Jorge grew up in a modest neighborhood called Flores. Life was not always easy for the Bergoglio family. Argentina in the 1930s and 40s was a time of economic hardship. The young Jorge learned the value of hard work and perseverance from his parents. He also developed a deep sense of empathy for the poor and marginalized. These early experiences would shape his worldview and his future ministry. Jorge was a bright and curious child. He enjoyed reading, playing soccer, and spending time with his friends. His grandmother Rosa was particularly influential in his life. She instilled in him a deep faith. She also taught him the importance of compassion and social justice. Jorge's upbringing in a devout Catholic family laid the foundation for his spiritual journey. As a teenager, Jorge attended a technical school, where he studied to be a chemical technician. After graduating, he worked briefly in a laboratory. However, he soon felt called to a different path. He felt a strong desire to serve God and others. This led him to enter the seminary. At the age of 21, he began his journey toward the priesthood. In 1958, Jorge Bergoglio entered the Society of Jesus, also known as the Jesuits. The Jesuits are a religious order known for their intellectual rigor, commitment to social justice, and missionary work. Jorge was drawn to the Jesuit charism, which emphasized finding God in all things. He resonated with their focus on service to others. The Jesuits had a profound impact on the young Jorge Bergoglio. He embraced their emphasis on academic excellence, spiritual discipline, and a commitment to the poor. He studied philosophy and theology at Jesuit institutions in Argentina and Chile. He immersed himself in the Jesuit tradition of intellectual inquiry and social engagement. He earned a licentiate in philosophy from the Colegio Máximo San Jose in San Miguel, Argentina. He later taught literature and psychology at 2 Jesuit high schools in Buenos Aires. His Jesuit formation instilled in him a deep commitment to social justice and a profound respect for the dignity of every human person. He witnessed firsthand the plight of the poor and marginalized in Argentina. This experience fueled his passion for advocating on their behalf. He believed in the power of education and social action to transform lives. He saw the importance of accompanying people in their struggles. During his time as a Jesuit, Bergoglio held various leadership positions. He served as the master of novices, guiding young men discerning a vocation to the priesthood. He was the rector of the Colegio Máximo. He also served as the provincial superior of the Jesuits in Argentina. In these roles, he demonstrated his leadership skills and his ability to inspire others. In 1992, Jorge Bergoglio was appointed Auxiliary Bishop of Buenos Aires by Pope John Paul II. He was ordained a bishop on May 27, 1992. In 1998, he was appointed Archbishop of Buenos Aires. As Archbishop, Bergoglio continued to live a simple life. He chose to live in a small apartment rather than the Archbishop's residence. He often cooked his own meals and rode the bus. Bergoglio was known for his humility and his deep concern for the poor. He spent much of his time in the slums of Buenos Aires, ministering to the people there. He washed the feet of AIDS patients. He celebrated Mass in prisons. He spoke out against social injustice and corruption. He became a voice for the voiceless in Argentine society. Bergoglio was a strong advocate for the poor and marginalized. He believed that the Church had a moral obligation to speak out against injustice and to work for the common good. He criticized the gap between the rich and the poor. He challenged the culture of consumerism and individualism. He called for a more just and equitable society. As Archbishop, Bergoglio was also a strong supporter of interfaith dialogue. He believed that people of different faiths should work together to promote peace and understanding. He met regularly with Jewish and Muslim leaders. He participated in interfaith events. He saw interfaith dialogue as essential for building a more harmonious society. On March 13, 2013, Jorge Mario Bergoglio was elected the 266th Pope of the Catholic Church. He took the name Francis, after Saint Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of the poor and the environment. The election of Pope Francis was a watershed moment for the Catholic Church. He was the first pope from the Americas. He was also the first Jesuit pope. Pope Francis has emphasized humility, simplicity, and a preferential option for the poor. He has called for a church of the poor, for the poor. He has washed the feet of prisoners and refugees. He has embraced the marginalized and the outcast. He has challenged the church to be more welcoming and inclusive. Pope Francis has also been a vocal advocate for social justice and environmental protection. He has spoken out against economic inequality, climate change, and the persecution of Christians. He has called for a more just and sustainable world. He has urged people of all faiths and backgrounds to work together to address the world's most pressing problems. Pope Francis has captivated the world with his humility, his compassion, and his message of hope. He has challenged the church to be more faithful to the gospel. He has inspired millions of people around the world with his call to love, mercy, and service. He has shown the world a different face of the Catholic Church.